Hello everybody, I'm Climbing Lion, also known as Dan, and you should know me by now, I'd assume. This wasn't what I was hoping my first milestone would be, but welcome to my 100th upload ever on my channel! Yay! I was hoping my first milestone would be 100 subs, but what do I expect for, 2 months in? So yeah, lately I've been kicking out 2 videos a day, and I've now reached this video. Once it's uploaded, will be my 100th. So what I thought I'd do is, rather than it's my first kind of video like this, because I have done vlogs before. I'm still rubbish at vlogs. Still don't know the etiquette and the behaviours and all that rubbish there. So what I thought I'd just set off on somewhere random and just see where the journey takes me, for the sake of the 20 minutes this camera records for, which you'd expect it to be able to record for longer. But then again, I didn't pay that much for the camera, so what do I expect again? So yeah, I think I go for 15 minutes from now, because there's a little bit of delay between me pressing the record button and sitting down here, and there'll be a bit of delay between me standing up and hitting the end button. So if I go for 15 minutes from now. I just wanted to apologise for my appearance, mainly because the repair guys seemed to see fit to take my shower head for some reason. They need to come back and replace the taps, even though there's nothing wrong with them. General maintenance, they call it. I call it a waste of time. Things should only be fixed and replaced if they need to be replaced. Well, it's always good to bring in new things, I suppose. For example, something I'm quite passionate about is rock climbing, and not too long ago, this means a couple of years, but still relatively new compared to the industry. Yeah, there's a rock climbing wall in Scarborough, which I don't think anyone knew about. Because I asked around if there's any rock climbing type things in Scarborough, and it's like, no, there isn't. I went on placement and I discovered that, yes there is. It's quite small, it's not brilliant, but still somewhere available to train climbing. It's like 3 walls stuck together into like a little area shape. But it's weird because this thing's called The Street. Like, not the street as in the street you'd walk down or you drive down, as in the street as in the community centre. If you live in Scarborough, go look it up. It's actually quite a cool place, because you can rent out dance studios, you can do all sorts. It's a community centre. What a great feeling is that, community. Wow, I've gone from a shower to a community. Wow. The links you can follow and you set your mind to things. Oh dear. This is a weird video. I don't do these very often. I don't know how to do these videos where you just ramble on for ages. Dear. One thing I'd like to do is I'd like to walk, so it's like, there needs to be like, well, there is a forest around here, there's like the moors, isn't there? And they need to be in closer walking distance, or I need to live close to them. What a great feeling is it? You know, when you were a child and you could climb a tree. What bliss the youth was. I say we're not too old to climb trees. But the age I'm at now, 18, going on 19, I'd say that's right now the perfect age to start climbing trees. Because you're still in the physical prime to be able to do it with the know-how to stay safe while you're doing it. Ugh. Alongside that, you gotta consider the responsibilities of people my age, where you need to find a job to pay for things, so you're not horribly into your overdraft like I am. I won't go into that state of affairs right now, just in case my parents watch, and yeah. Yeah. I'm doing okay, I'll survive, I'll make it through. Wow. It was strange when you're doing things you're not used to. You're outside your comfort zone entirely. It's weird how slow time goes and how quick it feels like it's going. It feels like I've been talking for 20 minutes, I've been talking for 2. No, 3. Let's throw away the watch. The watch is irrelevant. Oh dear. That's the problem when you clock watch, things tend to drag and go slower and slower. It's just like, no. Remove the time. Ah dear. I don't know what to talk about now. I had a few sentences. I mean, For this 100th video, I've been having ideas rattling around my head for the last few days, and none of them seemed original, so to speak. So I thought I'd produce a little rambling video, which has kind of hit a brick wall now. I don't know, who's the authority on how long these kind of videos can be? I guess it's the YouTube as a whole, isn't it? It's a case of the whole video online community, isn't it, that decides whether a video is an appropriate length or too long or too short. It covers the right range of topics and things. But YouTube as a whole industry, as a whole community these days, is vastly different to what it was when it first started. I mean, the amount of people now just realising that this is an industry that people can get into, not just small people like myself trying to entertain the world in a new, completely different way than we would have done, say, 15 years ago, we would have got into the TV industry instead. Now we're trying to get into the YouTube industry. But now big companies like Disney are trying to worm their way in through buying these multi-channel networks. It's just astounding how quickly the entertainment industry as a whole has changed. I mean, 30 years ago, quite a lot longer than that. Prior to the TV, it was a case of radios that you sat there and you tuned through all the white noise. Whereas these days you have the digital frequencies that you can just press a button and it scans to the next one. You can literally just go through digital frequencies and it finds whichever radio station is next on the frequency list. All the way up to TVs that you can tune, let your TV tune itself. Again, before it was a case of you move your antenna to try and find the channel, and now it's a case of you press a few buttons and off it goes. Wow. And then up to the point where you're going on YouTube, you're on a line, you're going to catch up channels. You're pressing the buttons, it's a case of you click a couple of things with a mouse. It's weird how far things have come in such a small amount of time. From the aeroplane to the rocket to space stations in the space of 30 or 40 years. I'm probably entirely wrong on that one. I've not done my research on that one. That's just something that's popped into my head now. The advancement of things is progressing way faster than we ever thought possible, and yet we can't fix the energy crisis. There's renewable energies, there's non-renewable energy, these fossil fuels destroying the planet. We're making all these amazing advances in technology, yet we can't advance how we provide the electricity for this energy, the energy for these advancements. It's baffling, it really is. I don't think there was a topic to this thing, was there? It was a case of ramble, whatever comes to mind. It's had been racking my brain, and I have no idea. I had no idea what to do for this milestone. 100 videos on YouTube. 16 subscribers last time I checked. Granted, half of them don't actually watch the videos, they just subscribe because I asked. Please subscribe, please like. Guaranteed people online don't actually tell their friends. They literally watch one video, maybe two, and then they forget about it entirely. They focus on the bigger channels like the Yogscast, Bebop Vox, which is part of the Yogscast, I'm not about. People like Captain Sparkles, like Iblistic Squid, like Stampy, PewDiePie. I mean, it's a case of people too busy focusing on the bigger ones. They're missing out on the new talent that's coming through. I agree, yes, watch the bigger channels that you've been watching for years that are still providing great entertaining content. But look out for the little guys. Look out for the more entertaining people. Not more entertaining people, what am I saying? See, I'm not good at this video thing. I'm better hiding behind the camera, away from the camera. Commentating on the games, that's my comfort zone. I don't mind the camera being on me for certain games. One, because it's a reaction to see, but two, because I can forget the camera's there. And even through editing, I can ignore it's there. I can shrink it down to it's in its little corner out of the way, so that relative to the whole game screen size, I'm nothing. The game is just there. The game is there. The camera's just a tiny little bit in the corner. As I'm saying this, an episode of Wildstar with a camera on it was just finished rendering, and I can see in the corner my face, the border, than the big game. It's unreal what's happening to the industry of entertainment. And yet old methods still manage to thrive. YouTube is an emerging medium for big companies, for everything. I can hear the seagulls in the background. And yet, adverts on YouTube still manage to push people away from the internet towards the TV, towards radios. And I think it's just astonishing how old industries can still thrive in this new world. It really says a lot for the foundation these old methods have got, and the kind of foundation industries like YouTube and anything similar to it, like Vine, Twitter, Facebook, these have a foundation to build first. Wow, this conversation has come a long way from just talking about my shower head being stolen by the repair guy. Wow. I don't even know when I started this video to know when to end it, or when it's going to end on its own. Wow. I'm still working on producing animations to produce an animated advert for my channel, for this Google AdWords thing. And it's hard when you're on your own and you're not the best artist in the world, especially not digital artist. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, I mean, there's a link below in the description to my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Tumblr, all of that. You'll have seen, if you look at them, you'll see my artwork. A, there's not a lot of it, and B, it's not that good, and C, it's pencil drawn on paper. I'm no good at this digital artwork that's encroaching on the artistic market, and it is something I do need to work on, I do need to practice on. But I've got to remember, I do have other priorities, and my main priorities are starting to take back burners, which isn't good for my education, that I'm paying £9 a year for, which quite frankly is a ridiculous amount to pay for the education we're receiving. And don't get me wrong, it is amazing education, the tutors here are amazing, but it doesn't feel like it's a lot for £9 a year. It doesn't feel like it's worth the £9 a year we're paying. Especially when you break that down and you look at it and you're paying 80 quid for an hour and a half lecture, if that. And often the lectures end early. It's like, is that worth 80 quid? Where does this 80 quid go? Because I'm guaranteeing the lecturers don't see 80 quid a year from every 70 to 100 people in our lecture theatres. And that's not even, and then the absences. You're still paying for that lecture even though you're not there. And it's mind-blowing how much money's going into this. It's a case of, where's the money going? 'Cause it's not going to the lecturers. And yes, the university needs to make a profit, but high schools don't need to make profits, primary schools don't need to make profits, and they're free for everyone. Colleges, up to the age of 18, they're free for everyone. I mean, it's now compulsory to be in school until you're 18. So what's different for university that wasn't different? That's not the case for college, right the way down to primary school, right the way down to nursery. What's different? What's changed? That's a whole other conversation. What else comes to mind? Car driving. Jesus, that's another random thing that's popped into my head. I don't actually have a list anywhere near me. In fact, I'll show you around my room now. There's nothing here. If I don't cover over the microphone again. There's nothing here. I have... Probably very fast to see. But I have no notes of any kind. I apologise for the microphone there. I'm literally rambling what's the first thing that's popping into my head. My tripod broke earlier because it was a shoddy make that I bought off Amazon for like a tenner. So I'm using a chair to prop my camera on to record this, and I find it just astonishing. There's a lot of mind-blowing things in this world, guys. We need to love the world for what it is. Ever-changing, ever-growing, ever-beautiful. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Welcome to the 100th video on my channel. I hope there's going to be many more to come. At the moment I am reducing it to one a day, purely because of other commitments and things that are going on in my life at the moment. Nothing major, don't worry. It's because of I'm going home for the week, going home for Easter, and I'll be home for like a week and a half, and I won't have as much time to make videos as I do when I'm here. I won't have as much peace and quiet as I have here. I won't have the setup, that like the room to set up my room at home that I have here. And I don't know why I do this pretty much every single video. There might be a couple of exceptions, but every single video I end up repeating the same line over and over again about 3 or 4 times. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've all enjoyed this weird this weird deviation from my normal content. So for the 3rd time, again, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've all enjoyed it. There's a subscribe button somewhere, wherever the annotation is. The button will be just past that, below or above, wherever. Like, favourite, subscribe and share to the world. I'd like to entertain you all, but I can only do that if you share me with your friends. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Oh, should I do my usual outro? Bye!